everybody, how's it going? Weekend begins. And I wanted to go back to this game. I said I was really wanting to play this again, and what really made me want to play it was trying Rogue Trader. So it's been a while. This is one of those games that's good, and I like going back to it, so I wanted to try a new character. I wanted to go with a Psyker. Oh, I think I just loaded my previous character. I'm gonna start a Psyker build. Not sure what build, but it's gonna be Psyker. Alright, game. Okay. Anyways, back to main menu. There we go. Switch character, new, there we go. Psyker. I was thinking Imperialist Psyker. Squire's got bolt pistol and force rod. Either Walker's got force sword and force rod. Imperialist has got force staff. I don't know, he seems like less reliant on weapons and more on magic. So I want to go full magic if possible. Imperialist. Seasonal character, why not? Farkin's already taken. All right. See. They got like all the seasonal events are available, I think. They did in a big update. You get to select the season you're playing. I don't know. He's in Inferno. Let's just do this one. No peace among the stars.
Inquisitor's log. Classified report for later transmission. I am closing on the source of the inquisitorial distress signal I was assigned to investigate. It has an ancient encryption used by the Holy Orders. It's authentic, but extremely old. The intensity of the Caligari warp searches is beyond anything I've experienced. There were many delays during the journey, but the coordinates I received from the Caligari Conclave finally led me to this desolate system. The signal is coming from a battered fortress monastery. It got through the warp searches with considerable loss of data, and my astropath has been unable to decipher it. I will personally investigate the source of this mysterious signal.
Inquisitor, this is your captain speaking. I'm still trying to hail the monastery, but I get no response.
The hull looks intact, though. I think it was simply abandoned a very long time ago.
Then what do you expect to find over there?
Something that once belonged to the Inquisition. And lots of empty halls.
Sounds exciting. I've instructed your pilots to land on the hangar deck.
Stand by and wait for my signal.
Inquisitor, the automatic defense system has been activated. The turrets are attacking you. Do you...
Great start to an investigation.
Captain, do you copy? Captain Van Winter, can you hear me? Strange. Box communication is jammed. And I can't use my teleporter device. Something must be disturbing my signal. I will record everything in my audio log in case I don't return. Inquisitorial log, new entry. While
I know the voice was a bit loud.
attempting to dock in the hangar of an unknown fortress monastery, my transport took heavy fire. I suspect that the automatic weapon systems were activated, but I don't yet know why. The transport has been destroyed, along with my equipment. My pilot is dead. I will pray for him later.
Let's pray for him later.
Interesting. Mindless servitors were created for menial tasks, but having a flesh drone just for operating the door seems excessive. Open the door.
It is. You don't need it. Just get a Ring doorbell or something, man. Just put a little unit on the outside.
An ancient cogitator. Let's see if the tech prayers still hold. It might have information about this place.
Yep. A lot of corrupted data.
Just as I suspected. It's a pile of rust. Well, at least I found some interesting diagnostics. I should check all the cogitators on the ship for other details.
Some point in the future, we stop calling them computers and start calling them cogitators. Interesting.
New log entry. Bodies everywhere. The putrid stench of death. horrible wounds still ooze blood. What unholy beast stalks these halls, I wonder? What have we got here? A weapon? Well, the Emperor does protect his loyal subjects.
Ooh, zappy zappy. I like that. That's interesting.
A manifestation of chaos. Will it cleanse your taint from here? For the Emperor! I feel the contagion of chaos seeping into the walls. I taste... the despair in the air. This illness must be purged before it's too late.
Equip 2 weapon sets for each mission. Okay. They both have the same... Okay, no, the A button thing is different.
New log entry. I've found a room tainted by the filth of chaos. There is also a tech priest maintenance shrine with a functioning cogitator.
Mortar opened fire on an approaching rogue trader vessel, causing considerable damage and loss of life on the targeted ship. Teleportarium signals are regularly jammed, blocking entry and exit to and from monastery. Conclusion. After thorough investigating and questioning, I can safely claim that no personnel were involved in the incident. The defense turrets opened fire without any human involvement, and the signal blocking any teleportation attempts is generated automatically. Probable cause: system malfunction. August initiated logged priority level request to the maintenance fraternity, awaiting confirmation. Had emergency cogitators installed on the hangar deck and a main cogitator in the control room, where security personnel can manually override both the turret systems and the teleportarium signals in case of any further incidents. Medicae reports of personnel voluntarily participating in the confessions. Data crop.
I've found new information. There's an emergency cogitator nearby where I could turn off the jamming signals. Open the door.
It is in the walls now. Everywhere. Taint. In the machines.
By the Emperor. What foul abomination is this?
That's not what you want to hear from the ring doorbell.
Mindless servitor sputtering gibberish. I smell corruption. Exciting. Mind the door, please.
Ah, nerds. They're everywhere.
Foul heretics! Let my powers cleanse you from your sins.
Yeah, it's fine. It's like a cover system, but it's kind of pointless in this game, to be honest.
Finally, that's the cogitator that will disable the jammer. I couldn't turn off the teleportation jammer, but the Vox should be fine now. Captain Van Winter, can you hear me?
Inquisitor, finally! I thought we'd lost you.
It would have been quite convenient for you, I suppose.
Trust me, I'm on your side. I'm not saying I don't want my ship back, but who would clear my name if you died in battle?
Your loyalty is quite admirable, Captain.
2. It's locked. Psychic focus item type. Psychic power, crush. Long range single target attack that deals warp damage. And a passive skill point, okay. Making contact. Spent skill point, that'd be important. Yeah, I love how they have all these different skill trees in the game. It's amazing. Area of effects. I tend to want to focus on that. Radius for effect skills. Suppression damage bonus to area of effect skills. Let's do the damage.
Our Argos have picked up a Vox signal not far from your location. It is transmitting on an Imperial channel. It could be important.
I'm on my way there.
Main quest, side quest, clue, allies, enemies, commander, villain, elite, boss. Guessing villain and boss aren't that different. Shrine, teleport, loot chest, medical supply chest, Okay. Psychers accumulate warp heat when they use their psychic powers. Too much warp heat can spawn destructive warp anomalies. Character classes in the game have special resources used to activate unique abilities. Psychers have warp heat, which accumulates as they unleash their psychic powers. The higher the character's warp heat, the higher the risk of creating the level and warp anomalies that can even kill your character. That's why I didn't want to play this class, and I had tried two other classes in the past, because I didn't want a restricted magic user. You know, I'd rather deal with a magic point system than like an ongoing threat risk. So it's gonna take some getting used to. Okay, what was that? fly, I think.
I, the Emperor.
What have you found down there, Inquisitor?
A
Slime.
vile display of cruelty and madness. A sacrifice to the dark gods and their acolytes prowling these decks.
In other words, there's something on that ship that requires human sacrifice. Wonderful.
Yeah, I was gonna say, oh joy. Back here, this is just a dead end. Feels good though. Inventory. Which 0.9% damage bonus when there is no enemy within 5 meters. 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 It's 2.1% all resistances when there is no enemy within 5 meters. Okay. I can't equip it? Oh, I gotta be level 3, because I'm level 2. Okay. Gotcha. Engine seer. Great confidential emergency invocation awaiting review. Machine spirit of the martyr shows every sign of intellectual instability. Threat assessment ultra high and growing. That sounds terrible. Proposal detachment of data serfs in the Blessed Core, initiating data module scrubbing and anointing central processing modules. Personal note, the machine spirit is slowly becoming insane. That's it in English right there, isn't it? And it started to override the defense systems, destroying some possibly harmless void craft trying to land on the deck. You must act before it sheds more blood. I don't need to remind you of the fateful consequences if such information becomes open knowledge. It all must remain confidential. I submit this invocation in the name of the Omnicide to the wisdom of my trusted Hierophant.
A proper welcome committee at last. That grenade could be useful now.
You significantly increase that enemy's fighting strength, eliminating them quickly if you can. Some enemy formations are led by commanders, turning a ragtag warband into a tough fighting force. Leaders can issue group commands and bestow bonuses upon the whole unit. You can recognize enemy commanders by a red glowing skull above their heads. Try to take them out as quickly as possible. Got it.
The enemy blast.
Oh, he's dead now. A 60% damage bonus for the bio lightning psychic power. Ooh, artificer rarity, huh? Psi focus, damage reduction, null versus. Interesting. Okay. Will grow by completing missions which represents your position within the Holy Orders of Inquisition. New levels unlock new item types which you can find during the missions or can be obtained from the end mission loot boxes. You can also join cabals with other fellows. Okay. Specific levels also unlock a new inoculator, components, perks, and additional slots for both. But most importantly, every level gives you 1 or 2, sometimes 2 skill points. You can find the complete list of unlockables in the expanded view. Every character class has different attributes. All 3 main attributes have 5 milestones, and after reaching one of them, you automatically gain extra abilities. You can earn attribute points by completing heroic deeds. These are interchangeable passive abilities which can empower your Inquisitor. In the beginning, you have only 1 perk slot, but after you reach level 15 and 30, the other 2 will unlock. New perks can be unlocked by completing heroic deeds or raising your inquisitorial level. Okay. Okay, so this is where we were just at. Now, the next level up, it shows you... That's cool. Shows you stuff you can get. Psi focus, resilience, and force. So I want to see my abilities. That's passive. So I want to see what abilities I do. Oh, there we go. Force bolt. Yeah, that's the A button. I like that one. Pyroblast. Yeah, Pyroblast is okay, but I like the Force Bolt. Be nice if I could see the other skills I got. There we go, Time Warp. Conjures an immobile aura that stops time for 30 seconds. The Psyker can move normally, but every meter traveled reduces the duration by 0.5 seconds. Attacking an enemy stuck in the aura reduces duration by 5 seconds. So as soon as you move or attack, it's gonna get rid of that effect. Okay. So that's the ability that is on my heat bar. Left trigger, right trigger. What about the other 3 abilities? And if I bring up the big map, there's no hotkey for it. If you're reading this, that's the safest way for us to communicate. If they find out what we are planning, they'll execute us. Hide your messages in the main sermons and make them look like simple devotional notes. We need to plan our next step. There are huge problems on the research decks. The Red Sanctum has been quarantined. I've received your message by the Emperor. This is bad. Same here, down here. Nobody knows where the martyr is headed, and with Uther holed up in the Sanctum and his seconds in charge plotting against him, I have no idea where to turn. Uther will be our death. Think about it. He promised us immortality and glory for the Imperium, and now we have what? Those things in the Dark Zone. We must get out of here immediately, or shall we join the others?
have found a corpse of an Imperial soldier. I'll take his data slate. It could contain a recording that could shed some light on what happened here.
Press open chest. Yep. Well, thanks for that massive tutorial. That's right. So RB is my healing potion, basically.
I found the body of a fallen Adeptus Astartes.
What? Did you just say that there was a dead space marine down there?
He must have been a member of that unlucky Imperial reconnaissance team I found.
Allow me to clarify that. You only found pieces of them. So it'll be just you against something that tore apart one of the mightiest champions of the Imperium.
Don't jump to any conclusions just yet, Captain. It could easily be more than one creature.
Horde enemies to swarm you if you're careless, always having some AoE attacks to be able to deal with them. Creatures are very weak individually, but you can expect us to see them rushing towards you at a time. Prepared, you will find yourself surrounded and torn apart by a sea of inferior wretches. Well, that was poetic. The best way to deal with the Horde is using area attacks. Keep some countermeasures at hand. Even that basic attack rips right through them. It ain't always gonna be that easy, I know. Maybe I should go over here first.
Team Sigma, this is Chaos Thorn speaking. Team Sigma, come in.
I'm afraid Team Sigma won't be responding anytime soon.
What? Who are you, and what are you doing there? Taking a stroll on the decks? By the Emperor!
Yeah, take a stroll.
Mind your manners. I'm an Inquisitor, and I don't tolerate...
An Inquisitor? About bloody time. I thought your lot had followed Lord Klosterheim into the Dark Zone. Listen, we're under heavy attack in the control room, so I'd appreciate it if you could join us while we deliver the Emperor's will until our most triumphant death. Thorn out.
New log entry. I established connection with someone from an Imperial expedition on the ship, but he is clearly confusing me with someone else.
Yeah, loot. Reset. Hey, Brain, welcome in. Rewards one skill tree reset point. One such point allows all skill points that were spent on one specific. Oh, okay, interesting. Gotcha.
It's Thorn again. Another wave of filth is on its way to face me in a glorious carnage. I want your help as soon as possible.
Careful, Thorn. That was dangerously close to insolence, and you are definitely confusing me with someone else.
You are an Inquisitor, which is enough for me right now. The whole deck is swarming with the local mongrel tribes, and they've sent their champions to rally the troops. I need you to eliminate these creatures. It will slow down the tribes.
Okay, so the Force Blast ability on this staff...
So you're heading to the control
awesome.
room to disable the jammer.
That's the plan, yes.
And who is this Caius Thorn exactly?
Quite a character. Otherwise, I have no idea. He seems to think that I'm a member of his mysterious expedition.
If there is an expedition, they might be trapped in that monastery just like you.
Why do you think so?
I made a scan. That giant wreckage looks completely dead from here. No sign of any other voidcraft in the vicinity.
That's awesome. I need some plasma.
I've eliminated the first tribal champion. I wonder if these mongrel tribes are the descendants of the original inhabitants. I guess I'll know more soon.
Can use a Force Sword. Put that on my other set. Rare light armor. Oh, it's got a new skill on it. Teleports the psyker to a destination. Okay.
you faring, Inquisitor?
Considering that I'm alone, I'd say I'm making adequate progress.
Alone? Where's the rest of your detachment?
Under some smoldering wreckage.
Well, that's unlucky. But that's all the more demons for us to kill. Let us rejoice in the furious challenge. Thorn out.
I feel like the audio is too much still.
boss has retreated from my door. Regrouping, I'd say. I take it you killed the tribal champions.
Yes, I purged the place.
How ambitious! I like that. But believe me, there is still much work to be done. You'll find a desecrated shrine next door that leads to the control room. Go there.
Thrice Blessed Fortress Monastery Martyr. Category A3, Research Vessel of the Holy Orders under the leadership of Lord Inquisitor Uther Tiberius. We seek aid from the brothers and sisters of the Adeptus Mechanicus. The Martyr is on a highly important research pilgrimage from the Segmentum Pacificus to the Sigil subsector. En route to the Caligari sector, the Martyr was caught in a severe warp anomaly, and the Geller shield suffered considerable damage. We need an emergency overhaul in the orbital dry docks of Koshi Prime as soon as possible. May the Emperor be with you. Frag grenade. Or I could go with a force shield instead. I'll go with that. So the force shield would be my left trigger. It looks like I got a number of uses on it. Just like those stems, I forget what they're called. Stems. I'll diver. I accidentally switched, yeah.
Thorn, I've reached the end of this subdeck.
Good. There is the exit. Some of my men will meet you on the other side, but plenty of them have been captured. I'll need your help to set them free.
Alright, what do I unlock here? Plasma pistol, levitation, psychic power. Can be toggled on and off, provides plus 25% movement speed and the ability to bypass traps and mines undetected. Using any other skill automatically turns left. Well, that's handy when you're just traversing around. Passive point, very nice. Oh, we hit level 4 as well. Warp rod, plus 1 psi focus point, less unlocks psychic power endurance. It's a 90-second buff. Only 3 blessings can be active at any time. Passive point. Okay, interesting. Plus 7% melee damage bonus to area effect skills. think it's... No, staff's considered ranged. So I don't think that's going to help me. Let's go with that. Tribes. Let's do it.
This is just the calm before the storm. Take advantage of the respite before the wretches return. At least I can send you some reinforcements. The hostiles are keeping some of my scouts caged up in the desecrated sanctum. Free the guardsmen and bring them to the control room.
Reporting for duty, Inquisitor.
Ready to fight!
Occasionally, you'll be accompanied by allied soldiers that will automatically follow you and fight. In some missions, particularly defense missions, you have limited command over the allied soldiers by sending them to highlighted positions. Just stand near a position marker and hold the A button to send the nearest allied unit to that position. During combat, they fight on their own, engaging targets automatically. Okay.
That was most remarkable. New log entry. This sanctum gives me the shivers. The iconography is clearly imperial in origin, and it points to an ancient sect. But the details of these statues look strange to...
Charge, I say! Charge!
It's a dead end. Right. Personal log by archivist. I need to modify my early estimate of the age of this magnificent ship. The pre-Thorian symbolism and the content of the prayer book indicates ancient heritage, sometime before the 35th and 36th millennium. The potential connection to the age of apostasy indicates fascinating prospects. I must admit that some of our discoveries are unique, almost radical in nature. Especially the pieces directly connected to Uther Tiberius and his sect. The adornments and other elements are clearly imperial in origin on the ship, but the details, like the winged statues, all suggest a cult that used to be imperial, but which has been lost or subsequently purged from the archives. The techno-archaeologist was baffled by the first radium-carbon results. This may be a rather bold statement since he lacks facial features, emotions, and soul, but he looked almost shocked. In his inconclusive results, he tried to argue about the age of this emperor-forsaken derelict. But I'm certain about my analysis, and a bit troubled. The mural about the Scarlet Apotheosis and the Imperium beyond was unsettling to say the least, the angel of death growing more grim with each passing hour. May the Emperor have mercy upon our souls.
don't have much time, Inquisitor. Hurry up and take as many guardsmen with you as you can.
Thank you, Inquisitor. How can we serve you, Inquisitor?
Nothing here about medical supply. So those abilities that I unlocked, like the levitation and whatever, so how do I access those? It's only got abilities based on my equipment. Max suppression.
Thank you, Inquisitor. Reporting for duty, Inquisitor.
The abhumans are banging their war drums, calling up the filth of chaos from the caverns of the ship. If you want to know what a real battle looks like, I suggest you join me as soon as you can.
There. Oh, okay. I get it.
Inquisitor, our Argers are starting to pick up huge waves of hostiles approaching your position. Can you hold them off on your own?
You are addressing a servant of the Imperium who must be watchful all the time, lest corruption consumes his soul. I'm quite resilient.
So what is your plan?
Yes, the power we draw upon takes so many shapes and forms. A touch of righteous violence, maybe. Or perhaps something more refined. I think I'll improvise.
I'll have the transport ship ready, just in case.
I reached level 5. Lock perk utility harness. Belt abilities, grenades, mines, banners, etc. Gain +2 charges, supply crates get +1 charge. How's your day going, Brain? Unlock psychic power foreboding. How do I access these abilities, though? That's what I want to know. Yes. Yeah, he's definitely, well, I mean, that's the human race in the Warhammer 40k universe. Arrogant and bloodthirsty, that's it. Constant battle. Clues I found led me to the following conclusions. Recently, a sizable Imperial expedition landed on the Fortress Monastery, led by a certain Lord Inquisitor Klosterheim. The purpose and the current whereabouts of these explorers are still unknown. Although, judging by the large number of casualties they have suffered, I assume that the expedition must have had considerable numbers. Lord Inquisitor Klosterheim had Inquisitors and interrogators in his retinue, also some Space Marines from the Stormwatch chapter. I find it troubling that the Caligari Conclave neglected to reveal the existence of this expedition to me. Whoops! Guess I was need to know. And I didn't need to know. Stick with the area effects, I guess. Madness incarnated. So I tried the
Your command.
the Crusader class and the Adeptus Mechanicus class. They didn't. I don't remember them being as haughty. I don't know.
Welcome to the Martyr, Inquisitor. Not exactly the army I imagined, but reinforcements at last.
So you do realize now that I don't belong to your expedition?
I do, and I regret the confusion. We were not expecting any guests on this Emperor-forsaken wreck. And first I thought that you must belong to Klosterheim's retinue. That fool brought a whole army of busybodies and interrogators with him.
You must tell me everything about this man, his expedition, and the Martyr. But first, I'll disable the teleport jammer.
The cogitator that overrides the jammer is 2 hallways away, and the whole control deck is swarming with feral tribes. Why do you think I'm stuck in this hole? They're keeping us pinned down in here.
Time to turn the tide together, Sergeant.
Inquisitor, we have a problem.
Defend his designated fire positions, work with symbols.
Now is not a good time.
At your command. Charge, I say! For the Emperor!
down the minefield at least. Where are they coming from next? Over here?
Well then, that was a pleasant warm-up, wasn't it? But Inquisitor, I'm sure they will drag their filthy god here to help them out.
Their what?
We interrogated some of these tribesmen. They are all descendants of the original crew. Anyway, during centuries of drifting through the void, one of their generations forgot about our holy emperor and found new things to worship.
And what would this god be?
Madness incarnated, they call it. It could be anything, if you ask me, but nothing good.
That's your command.
Inquisitor, listen to me. The monastery is...
I'm in the middle of something. Later.
Hey, come!
For the Emperor!
At your command!
For the Emperor!
Oh, the thundering blast of weapons. I wish my brothers were here to hear this canticle of death.
Talking about brothers, which chapter do you belong to? I'm not familiar with this iconography.
I am Sergeant Caius Thorm of the Stormwatcher Space Marines.
Explain. I don't know that chapter.
I would be truly disappointed if you did. Our existence is secret, our numbers are few, and our burden is terrible. We are the Watchers in the shadows, but rest assured, we are the sanctioned blades of the Calgary Conclave.
Doing what exactly?
Dying gloriously during classified inquisitorial missions. Could we talk about this later?
At your command!
Inquisitor, the monastery shows signs of...
Not now. Let's take a look at this cogitator.
For the rites of diagnostics and reciting the necessary hymns to placate its mood, I prayed to the machine spirit and humbly asked to confide in me about the causes of the recurring system failures. But then why the automatic defense systems of the Martyr destroyed the rogue trader cruiser, and why the Martyr initiated conflicts with the non-hostile vessel of its explorer fleet, thus. Then, the machine spirit of the Martyr denies cooperation, citing the sacred order as issued by our spiritual leader, the late Luther Tiberius. No executable directive exists under this name. Machine spirit claims that the Martyr must follow a determined route to a classified location, and that protection of the Martyr is top priority. It asserts its right to override the Martyr automated weapon system in times of need. Assessment: possible warp infestation of the machine spirit, invoking conclave of the imminent system purge.
Well, these records are disturbing. This martyr has a mind of its own.
Charge, I say! are truly doing the Emperor's work, Inquisitor. Keep it up. We've crushed their main forces. Let's move out and disable that jammer.
Before their god arrives?
Trust me, it is already close. I wonder what it looks like.
After we've disabled the jammer, we must find Lord Klosterheim.
Oh, yes, that two-faced hypocrite. I have already lost a battle brother because of him, and then he left me down here to die. But now, move!
At your command.
It's a frag grenade. Okay, this is an auto pistol. Let's put that there. Sword and auto pistol as my secondary set. Try the auto pistol sword combo, see what happens. Still got that, okay. Interesting.
Loading.
Up, this must be the boss.
Oh, traitorous scum! Mockery to your honor! Perish, you filth! Ah!
Onwards. Come think
Inquisitor, what's happening down there? Are you all right?
I'm great. I've just killed a hellbrute, a twisted mockery of a space marine. Praise the Emperor. I also have an Imperial space marine with grievous wounds, and I want to bring him aboard our ship.
Inquisitor, listen to me. The monastery has turned on the warp drives, and it's ready to leave the star system. Disable the jammer now!
I've disabled the teleport jammer. At least I hope so.
Inquisitor, you must teleport back before the ship leaves. We don't know where it's headed, and worse, the Jella shields are probably compromised. Warp travel will kill you. Hurry up, you don't want to get stranded over there.
Inquisitor, are you all right?
I'm fine, Captain. I'm back on your ship, leaving the teleportarium as we speak. I need medical assistance down here for the Space Marine. What's happening to the Martyr?
It's preparing to enter the warp. I thought it was a derelict.
It is a derelict, Captain, which seems to attract the attention of both our allies and enemies. The Martyr is a mystery, but it's very much alive.
And your mystery ship is gone. What happens now?
I will notify the Caligari Conclave. Then we will wait and see.
Inquisitor, my astropath has sent your audio log to the Caligari Conclave, as you requested.
Let me guess. Another local warp surge manifestation swallowed the message whole.
No, actually. We have received an official follow-up on your report.
Well, that must be a mistake. It's the Imperial bureaucracy. I wasn't expecting to hear from them for a few standard years.
I have no idea what we found out there, but it must be really important. See for yourself.
Inquisitor, we are raising your clearance level. You are henceforth authorized to listen to confidential information without facing immediate excommunication. Your discovery has greatly intrigued the Conclave. You have found a ghost of the past, Inquisitor. The martyr had strong ties to the Inquisition, and as such, it is very important to us. We all thought that the fortress monastery had been destroyed, with the exception of Lord Inquisitor Klosterheim. He dedicated his life to finding the martyr, only to disappear without a trace. And now, we have proof of both the existence of the martyr and the whereabouts of Lord Klosterheim. We want answers. Continue this investigation. Evaluate the data. Gather new clues and find the martyr. Hopefully with Lord Klosterheim on board so he can explain his disappearance. We must remind you that this investigation requires absolute secrecy, and it will be your task, and your task alone.
Our task is to find a ghost ship in the vast expanses of the Imperium. How hard could it be?
The Space Marine I rescued was part of the expedition that found the martyr somehow. If I can interrogate him, I'm sure he can help us.
That man is in stasis at the moment. He was torn into pieces. Correct me if I'm wrong, but a warrior of the Adeptus Astartes is not a simple mortal we can treat.
Indeed. We need a tech priest with unique skills and knowledge of the genetic material of the Adeptus Astartes. We need a Magos biologist specialist, which could be difficult. Indeed.
I come from a long line of rogue traders, Inquisitor. I know the secrets of this sector, and I can tell you where to find the tech priest you need. The Merciful Agony is a hospital fortress in the Chernobog system. It's also a secret research station of the Adeptus Mechanicus. You'll find a Magos Biologus there.
It's the command bridge of your ship, your base of operations, where you can prepare for missions and manage your resources. Select the highlighted panels for NPCs to access the available management screens. For the moment, you have access to the shop at Ragnar Van Winter, to your storage, and most importantly, the star map. You can now invite your friends to join your party by opening the navigation wheel, blah blah blah. Select the hollow table in the center when you are ready to step out. Okay. Level 6, unlocked psychic power misfortune. And passive skill. Abandoned Colossus. I conclude at this point that the abandoned fortress monastery, which the cryptic distress signal came from, is called Martyr, and that it entered the Caligari sector roughly 5,000 years ago, after the Imperial Civil War called the Age of Apostasy. Martyr was commandeered by an inquisitor called Uther Tiberius, who had a very clear purpose for traveling here, and some of the members of his retinue had reasons to worry about his intentions. What exactly happened during the subsequent 5,000 years is unclear. At some point, the Martyr must have disappeared in the warp, and it was spat out by a recent warp surge in the system, already infested by the bile of Nurgle. Yep, that's the summary. Clues I've discovered indicate that the machine spirit of the Martyr, which inhabits the fortress monastery and controls all systems and machinery on the decks, has probably gone mad, possibly during a warp incident, and it has been displaying paranoid tendencies for a long time now. It locked down the Martyr completely and trying to destroy approaching vessels to protect itself for unclear reasons. What are you doing, Dave? Yeah, that's the vibes I'm getting there. Trust AI. Biomantic Sword. Unlocks skill tree of Venom Toxin Mastery. Unlocks psychic power precognition. And a passive point, okay. time. Here's the venom toxic mastery. That's interesting. I'm gonna stick with area effects for now. Master of Ordnance, let's go with that. Suppression damage, okay. Alright. Heroic deeds. Suppression, by the way. Suffering combat penalties, retreat or move into cover with the suppression resistance bar drops low. Okay. Suppression resistance bar represents your ability to withstand harmful effects. Incoming attacks will drain your bar as you are losing points. Penalties will start to mount. No combat penalties when you're green. Yellow, you start to suffer penalties like slow, knockback, shock, blind, etc. Overwhelmed, you suffer heavy penalties like knockback, stun, restrain. Suppression resistance can be regained by using inoculator or getting into cover. Outside of combat, it will regenerate. Oh, gotcha. Also have a suppression bar, they suffer similar penalties. Interesting. This is what I want to know. Second power is customization. Do they? Set up these using the Tome of Power, which can be found on the command bridge. Oh! Different powers set up for each weapon set.